Good morning students. Today we will be discussing some clinical laboratory instruments which are required in a day-to-day life in laboratory, and these are also very important for your exams because they'll be asked in Viva. Now first we'll come across balance. What is balance? In a balance, the mass of an unknown object is determined by comparing with a known mass. Okay. So we have to have what? A standard weight. The principle is substitution or direct comparison. Direct comparison means, suppose here is already displays the image of a balance, open tube pan balance. So here suppose we keep the object to be determined, okay, the mass to be determined, and the other pan we keep on adding some standard weights till we balance both, equalize both. Okay, this is the direct comparison. Substitution, we don't add here any object to equalize, okay, or we don't keep on adding standard weights. What we do here is that a required weight is preset already. The substance to be weighed is gradually added to the balance pan to reach the equilibrium. So here we try to restore the equilibrium. Okay, the weights are removed from the side of the balance to which the matter to be weighed has been added to restore the equilibrium. Types: open tube pan balance, as we see here, analytical balance, dispensary balance, electronic balance, single pan balance. Now these are the pictures of analytical balance and single pan balance. Now analytical balance is, we can see here two pans are there which are being suspended from a cross beam within a glass frame or glass case. Okay, it measures up to about 200 grams. Dispensary balance is the same as analytical balance, only the difference is that there the two suspended pans are there but without any support or glass case, and it measures only about 50 gram. The electronic balance, it is a two pan balance. See here, this is a single pan balance. Definitely it is electronically operated, but there is some other type of electronic which may be two pan balance. Over there actually the electromagnetic force helps the balance beam to return to its null position. Now here is being displayed the single pan balance. Now this is more important. Look this picture very properly, because this is the balance which we usually use in the biochemistry labs. This is a single pan balance. This type of balance is usually used in the clinical laboratories. Most of the single pan balance are self-balancing, electronically operated. In this device, when the object is loaded on the pan, okay, this is the pan, the beam moves downward. Okay, so digital display is there. So the beam is moving downward as you load it with the object, and a null detector senses the position of the beam and its deviation. So here the digital display. Okay, first of all we try to nullify. Suppose the object we are adding, powder or whatever we are adding on the paper, so that paper we will place and then we'll nullify it. Okay, and thereafter we'll keep on adding the substance. So this is only the procedure, standard operative procedure you should know for a single pan balance, because this is what we use day to day life. Now uses, you know, that is to measure the weight of substance. So next is hot air oven or laboratory ovens. So what is a hot air oven? It provides a dry heat for sterilization. They provide uniform temperature throughout, and it is operated between 50 to 300 degrees centigrade. Instrument is electrically operated. It is fitted with fans for ensuring adequate air circulation in the chamber. See, this hot air oven is double wall. Okay, why it is double walled? Because for insulation. Very nicely the air is being circulated. It does not escapes away. For sterilization, we require a temperature of 180 degrees centigrade for 30 minutes. You may also use it at 160 degrees centigrade, but for 2 hours. Thermostat used to control the temperature. You can use a thermometer. There is a place for thermometer above where you can place and to record the temperature and to maintain the uniformity all throughout. The standard operative procedure is that whatever objects we need to place inside the hot air oven, say for drying purpose or for sterilization, whatever, the glasswares we are having like test tubes has to be placed in racks, then the forceps or the pipettes or scalpels, some furnaces, glass furnaces, TLC plates. TLC is thin layer chromatography plates for drying. All this has to be placed in the trays which are being already provided in the hot air oven. Now these trays may be aluminum trays or wire mesh plated trays. Okay. After that we close the door. Then we switch on the power switch, adjust the temperature. There is an indicator actually, indicator switch, that is which will show on and off. There is a power switch, there is an indicator switch. Okay, this will record the temperature, and also we can adjust the temperature by this indicator switch, and also holds the time. So we adjust the temperature whatever is required, and then we start the machine. First of all, power switch, and then the temperature or the indicator switch. The applications or uses of hot air oven. First is annealing, dry laboratory equipment, drying the laboratory equipment and medical devices in dry hot air, just for drying purposes, for sterilization purposes. Okay. Then the, as I've said, TLC plate preparation, hardening of plastic resin, other industrial laboratory functions. So we also use it in other configurations and applications, like in cleaning rooms or forced convection, okay, in the horizontal airflow, etc. So see the mainly the principle, standard operative procedure and applications. You should mark it very properly, you should learn it, because this is what you will be asked in the exams. This is the picture. Okay, this is an open door and is a closed one, hot air oven. You can see here, isn't it, the indicator green and red switch. There is a power switch, and this is a temperature which has to be adjusted, indicator switch. Next we come to water bath. So what is the device mainly? The principle is that the device that it maintains the water at a constant temperature. Okay, at a constant temperature means there might be variation, but not more than plus to minus 0.5 degrees centigrade. Mostly used at 25 degree Celsius, 30 degrees Celsius or 37 degrees Celsius when used for kinetic assays. Okay, sometimes we keep it as incubation also, we might use it. Like in Prothrombin test or APTT test, we are using water bath for incubation type of thing. So such kinetic assays we will require about, this is the temperature, 30, 37 or 25, and you can use it up to a highest range of temperature is how much, 100 degrees centigrade, not more than that. Standard operative procedure. First of all, we'll turn on the switch for the water bath. Okay, set the right temperature which we need. Okay, that means we'll warm it up to that temperature. You have to record the temperature and see. The reaction chambers or the test tubes or test beakers are immersed in the water bath. That means what? In the rack we are keeping the aliquots or test tubes, whatever, wherever we are having the reaction substance. So that we are placing and immersing, that rack has to be immersed in the water bath. A thermometer is usually kept in the fluid to monitor the temperature, because you have to record that particular temperature has to be maintained for the reaction. Okay. So that is the SOP. And uses is what? That is mainly for incubations, as vaccine bath for vaccine sterilizations, sterilizations of serum, body fluids, blunt instruments. Also in biochemistry labs, to allow chemical reactions to occur at an elevated temperature, like in urea estimation by Dam method or Bradshaw test. In kinetic assays for determination of enzyme activities or clotting assays, that means some enzyme activities, if you want to see some other enzyme activities, kinetic assays, say SGOT, SGPT or any type of enzyme activities, so then also you may, or ALP say, so then also we may use it. Okay, so here we can see a water bath. Okay, it is always provided with a lid, and this is where that means the water is here, and we will first of all we'll switch on the power switch, and then we'll heat it about that temperature. We'll place the thermometer to record temperature. When we attain the temperature, then we immerse here in the water we are immersing, and we try to definitely close the lid as far as possible, otherwise the heat is going to evaporate out. Okay, so thank you very much. So please go through these, the uses, SOPs, and mainly what is it, the principle. These are very important regarding your Viva. Thank you.